Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sebastian, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty interesting show for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. Now, this was a show that we actually wanted to produce yesterday. I already had the topic prepared, title prepared. I was ready to go, and as I was shooting, I'm like, you know what, man, that'll be 4 videos. I'm like, let's just do 3 and call it a day. We'll produce this today. But then as the day went on later in the evening, I saw people were talking about it. I'm like, you know what's fine, we'll touch on it today. So as you guys know, we produced a show yesterday that was centered on some comments that Colin Cowherd made. Colin Cowherd on this show was essentially saying that he believes that LeBron James secretly engineered Luka to the Lakers, and it had been something that he had been working on for over a year and a half. And I was like, what? Yes, Colin Cowherd yesterday said that he believes that none of this was coincidental, and that in fact this is something that LeBron James played a role in terms of getting AD the hell up out of there. So what we want to do is want to play a little bit of what Colin had to say yesterday, and I'm going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to what Colin Cowherd had to say yesterday.
That he brings over AD, had to get rid of the young kids, little bumpy early. And then he got it right. The Dallas situation now, between ticket sales, the lack of trust. I mean, Mark Cuban, ask yourself this. Mark Cuban a year ago said, I'm going to sell the franchise. You don't think LeBron James looked at that and thought, Luka may be available? I really believe this. I absolutely believe this. I believe every time LeBron was around Luka, remember when Luka came into the NBA first year? Go back and look at the tapes. Kid was 20 games in. LeBron's like, that kid's great. LeBron's like a talent scout. LeBron's like, that guy's great. He just makes sure everybody around Luka knew that LeBron thought you were great. He tried to get Steph Curry a couple years ago. Steph's like, nah, I'm a warrior. Remember, he kept saying nice things about Steph. What's Steph do? Steph can initiate the offense. LeBron can play off ball. LeBron can get easier baskets. So initially he wanted Steph, and Steph wasn't available. Steph pushed back. Then he moved to Luka. Slowly saying nice things, keeping in contact with Mark Cuban. Cuban leaves the Mavericks. You know, Cuban and Luka, they were tight. What does LeBron see when Cuban leaves? An opening. An opening. You lost your owner. New people in the building may not trust him. LeBron saw it, made sure the right people knew, and he ends up playing with them. I don't think it's a conspiracy theory. Too much of this stuff is public and well known. But how does LeBron end up once again? He tried to go Steph 2 years ago. I mean, good God, that was a 2-year rumor. He made sure he'd always hang out with Steph and see Steph and talk about Steph, and Steph was great. That was what he wanted to do, and Steph's like, I'm going to stay up here. Then he moved through the channels and Mark Cuban. Cuban sells. LeBron sees a moment. I'm going to go get him. And it took a year of working the channels behind the scenes, but the idea this was a big surprise, caught everybody off guard. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. LeBron is his intuitiveness. You call it selfish, I call it right. I've never seen a guy that, stuff just implodes. And LeBron's like, oh, what happened back there? Woo-hoo! Boy, did I get lucky. Wink, wink. I avoided another disaster. Nah, it ain't luck, man. I think he had this Luka thing planned out. The minute Steph said officially no, I think he had this Luka thing planned out the last year and a half. I really do.
Fantastic. So you heard what Colin said there yesterday. So then I came across this article, and it has the following headline. Anthony Davis was complaining about where he was being played and wasn't happy. Genie Bus on what pushed the Lakers to do the Anthony Davis-Luka Doncic trade. And I'm like, we got to get into this topic here. But before we even get into it, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports with over 10 million members. Prize Picks makes it easy to get real money action on the sports and players you love. You pick more or less on at least 2 for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. For example, this week on Prize Picks, I'm looking at the upcoming NBA schedule and selecting Stephen Curry for more than 29 points and Kevin Durant for more than 27 points and Anthony Davis for more than 12 rebounds and Luka Doncic for more than 8 assists. If you're like me and you like to play it safe, you'll love Prize Picks' new feature, Flex Plays. It's the safest way to play. You can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. Plus, you can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. On top of this, Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money as quick as in 15 minutes. So download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. Okay, let's get into what the article says. It says, in a recent interview with the National Public Radio, Los Angeles Lakers controlling owner and president Jeannie Buss talked about why Anthony Davis' unhappiness was one of the biggest reasons she decided it was time to move on from the big man. According to Jeannie, the Purple and Gold wanted to make moves that would shake up the team and give it an entirely different look. We gave up a lot for Luka Doncic. We're happy we have him. We have lost the last 3 years in a row to the Denver Nuggets in the playoffs, and we really didn't have anything that was going to look different going into the playoffs. Again, Anthony Davis was complaining about where he was being played, and he wasn't happy. So I think this is a positive for both teams, Buss said, and then the article then went on to say a few other things there. What are my thoughts? Is what Jeannie Buss saying is true in terms of AD, there being murmurs about him complaining about how he was being utilized in that offense? Yes. Yes. They wanted Anthony Davis to play the center position. AD didn't want to play the center position. Historically, in the past, he had been very successful playing the power forward alongside DeMarcus Cousins. I think now he's going to be playing with the center in Dallas, who I believe is injured. I can't remember his name. So Dallas seemed to be a perfect fit, but AD believed that he was best suited in the 4 spot. He wasn't interested in taking all of the physical punishment that comes with playing in the 5 spot, right? So they essentially shipped him out because he wasn't happy. But look, we got to be fair. Anthony Davis took a lot of crap being a Laker. Okay, he took a lot of crap. Yes, I understand that there were times where he was injury prone and he can get injured. But the fact of the matter is the way they were treating AD at times was just unfair because Anthony Davis was a super talented player. Like, let's not get it twisted, okay? He gave that team a totally different complexion that they didn't have, right? He was a great offensive player, great defensive player, and he covered up for a lot of their defensive deficiencies. Now, the Lakers have picked it up defensively over the last several weeks, but nevertheless, that doesn't take away from Anthony Davis's greatness as an all-NBA caliber defender and all-NBA caliber player. He made multiple all-star teams while playing with the Lakers. I think he made the All-Star team this year, if I'm not mistaken. But as to point to what Jeannie Buss said, he wasn't happy and they shipped him out. I can understand that, but then the question still then goes back to what Colin Cowherd said at the top of the show today. Did LeBron know about it? Right? Did LeBron know about it, and did more people know about it? Because remember, Anthony Davis said he doesn't believe that stuff that nobody knew. And I said yesterday in yesterday's show, well, who are the key players that he's talking about? He's certainly not talking about you and I, whether or not you and I knew, or the guy down the street knew. No, he's talking about the people that this would most impact. People embedded within the organization and the key players on the team, right? I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll ultimately never know, but it looks like this is something that had been brewing. Now, here's what's interesting about this. When you listen to the story of how the trade went down, they were saying that this is something that took place over a couple of weeks, right? If you listen to the original story. But then Jeannie Buss is saying that AD had been complaining that he didn't like where he was playing. But that's been a complaint that's been going on for years. So how long have they really been working on this secret move here? How long has it really been in the works for? I don't know. We will never know. At least I will never know, right? I don't care enough to know. But I think what she said was pretty interesting. So what I want to know from you guys, what do you think about what Jeannie Buss had to say? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you on the next show and I'm out. Peace.